Shout out to Dr. Reverend Corey Holcomb with his take. You know, we talking, especially when we're talking about Corey Holcomb, in my opinion, the GOAT of comedy, a man who, in my opinion, is unfortunately, I don't. Hopefully, people give him his flowers before he passes away. I don't like to talk about stuff like that, but that's kind of what happened to Patrice O'Neal. So I want to be in the business of giving people their flowers while they're here. And I know it's an overused statement, but trust me, I want, you know, these are the things that we need to do. So right here, Corey Holcomb, Cam Newton decided to have him on his show, and Corey Holcomb was spreading knowledge in the Word of God. Yes, sir. And he's going to give his take on monogamy relating to men who have means. Now, a lot of men and women are going to get triggered by this, but let's listen to Corey's opinion on monogamy from his point of view. And anybody that watched 5150 show, 5150 stand up, we already know, but you're already going to know where Corey Holcomb is going with this. Let's take a listen. Fair use, fair use.
I don't think monogamy exists. I think every once in a while you meet a dude and he only with his girl. Very rare. We are men. We, especially men who have means. If you're a man who has means, you have women. And if you say it ain't true, you're not being genuine. I know your girl probably watching, but if you could just think how sweet it would be if you could talk to your girl for real. Do you know the harmony that might be able to come from that? But you didn't pick a girl you could talk to for real. You picked a girl that you're willing to act for as long as you can keep her. That's what most people are in that situation. But we men, we got money, especially men who got money. You got girls. You can't not be with them. It's too many beautiful women in the world to just lie to one girl and be like, look, I'm only with you. That's some bullshit, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I can't be with nobody like that.
But you keep mentioning certain things. I'm curious to know this. You keep mentioning women in poverty. Why? Like, what's your...
Well, I'm older now. I'm not as young as I used to be. So women in poverty, I can control them better. A girl who can't afford to say, fuck you, Corey, I'm gone. She just can't afford to do it. So I take advantage of that. Now, that might be wrong, but her poverty and my needs, most of the time, it even out. I don't really need a lot of their time. And they don't tell me to fuck off because they know when I come over, their children can get some,
hold up.
Oh, God.
Some outlet Jordans. Oh.
Yo. Yo, this ninja. I'm tired of this ninja, yeah. By the way, man, if you hear a woman say that Corey Holcomb's not funny, that's just a woman that she gets offended by his baby deletion jokes, because his baby deletion jokes are brutal. I'll be looking forward every time I go to a show. I'll be looking forward to it like a. But yo, this is where Corey's like right in his this is like right in this element when he starts talking about. This is crazy. Oh yeah, and by the way, this whole thing about women in poverty and all this stuff, I'm gonna let you guys know. Most women are in financial straits. It's not just the hood rats and the quote unquote women in poverty. Most women are in financial straits, like dire straits, like for real. Like they need help. I would say 90%. And people might disagree. You can disagree with me with that, but 90%. This is why I say that. Most women are not financially independent of a man, even if they think they are. It's either their dad is taking care of them, their man is taking care of them, a sugar daddy, or government, the zaddy government. So, like an actual financially independent woman, hell, a financially independent man. There's not even a whole lot of financially independent men, really. A quote unquote financially independent woman, that's rare. And the girl that's saying, "Oh, I'm good. I have this 6-figure job," she's still broke. Trust me. They're still barely living paycheck to paycheck. And the definition of a financially well-off man is different from a financially well-off woman, because what they expect from a financially well-off man is for him not to just take care of himself. They expect him to take care of himself and whoever is in his household and a family or a single mammy if he decides to take one in, right? That's how a man is measured. A man is not measured if he can take care of himself. They already expect a man to be able to do that. Now, a woman will claim that they're winning or that they're above a man because they can take care of themselves. Meanwhile, the man is judged if he can take care of a whole family, not just himself. That's the difference between a man and a woman. That's right there's the difference. But like I said, you won't hear a lot of women talk about that part. But anyways, I think there's more to this clip.
Outlet Gucci.
Yeah.
Outlet Gucci.
I don't think monogamy.
But yeah, shout out to Corey Holcomb here. And like I said, there might be a lot of people new to Corey Holcomb, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. Okay. I've showed this clip from the So What morning show. Like this, I'm just telling this is the type of dude that Corey is, right? I'm gonna show you a funny clip from the So What morning show. And I'm just telling you, this is the type, like, people don't understand the type of guy Corey Holcomb is. Okay, this is a clip from over 10 years ago, right? Even though I remember seeing this clip for the first time in 2016 or 2017. It was probably 2017 I saw this clip. But anyways, this clip right here is going to be Corey Holcomb talking about quote unquote disciplining your woman. Fair use, by the way, fair use. I just want to show you the type of funny man that Corey Holcomb is, because I don't want to, because you're going to see a lot of people in the comments talking about he's a wannabe Cat Williams. Those are the normies. But here, right here,
we're talking about relationship. Is
fair use, by the way, fair use.
it a contact sport? We're talking about domestic abuse, violence, as it pertains
Sound
to
like you're talking about
relationships.
smacking up these lousy bitches.
No, I'm coming in late, and I heard what you guys were talking about, but I don't know if somebody's been here before, but most girls need coaching, and sometimes when you coach people, you have to put your hands on them.
Oh, God. Why is that?
Oh my God.
If you have to beat the girl up to the point where she looks,
When they've been raped.
Because they've been humiliating them.
Oh, did they wait, hold on. Did they get rid of the clip? Hold on for a second.
I heard what you guys were talking
Oh, my bad. It just skipped in. My bad.
about, but I don't know if somebody's been here before, but most girls need coaching, and sometimes when you coach people, you have to put your hands on them.
Oh, God. Why is that?
Oh my God.
If you have to beat the girl up to the point where she looks beat up, then she may not be coachable.
Oh no!
Most girls,
No.
after you establish your dominance by sitting on them for like 20 minutes, let them know that you're the king. You know what I mean? Nothing to hurt them real bad, but to let them know you can't whoop me, and I ain't having that. Most girls will be like, okay, I'm gonna have to do something else. Sitting on them for 20 minutes is very effective. Every girl I sat on for 20 minutes or more, they never challenged me physically again. They realized they couldn't get to me. It's a fool, right?
Like
here.
that's what dogs do, don't they?
So yeah, that's that's just Corey Holcomb at his finest. You know what I mean? Like Corey Holcomb, like that's what he do. I'm gonna give you another example. So right here with this situation, this is him talking about the situation which led to Zoe Williams leaving his show, because not only are women sensitive about this subject about monogamy and whether it exists or not, men are very sensitive about this subject. So a lot of times Corey Holcomb will bring up this point, we all have hoes, right? And it's the irony is, because of his opinion of that, it's kind of what led to the argument of why certain people have left his show, because he'll start off talking about stuff like this and then it will lead to another argument. You know what I mean? And it's interesting how this happens. But this is I found this funny as well.
If your
Fair use, by the way. Fair use, by the way. Fair use.
if your dude is stepping out on his woman, it's not your job to get involved
To put his feet to the fire.
and speak on that.
So what happened on the show? Zoe didn't address it. Zoe didn't address it.
What
I'm
did-
not taking up for him. I'm talking about that day where really jumped all this shit off. When I said we all fuck hoes with my dumb ass. When I said that dumb ass shit loud, I said we all fuck hoes. That goof ass nigga said, I don't do that. That was on
Okay.
everything. Look at the tape.
But
The
okay,
nigga said, I
let
don't
him
do
say
that.
it.
He was talking righteous shit and everything. Like, so I was like, wait a minute.
But again, let
This
him
is what
say it.
happened.
Let him say it. When does that turn into, wait a minute, nigga? I know you. I know what you be doing.
I tell you when it turns into
Let him
that.
say it.
I tell you when it turns into
Wait,
that.
wait, you
It
said
turns
that-
into that. Yes.
Yeah.
I tell you when it turns into that.
I let the
All
nigga
right,
tap
y'all.
for
We
years.
finna take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
No.
Nigga, what the fuck is that bullshit?
This-
We
this
fuck
is
girls in
what
Tampa
this
together.
is. Nigga.
Well, yeah, that was a whole thing. But anyways, let's get to the comments section. because Corey Holcomb's been talking about that for years, and it's actually gotten him in a lot of trouble with other male hosts, ironically. Okay, so let me give. Oh no, let me go into the comment section real quick before I give my quick opinion. So somebody, you have a woman here. She's saying, "I ain't listening to nobody who wearing all the rugs in my house at one time." Somebody says, "If you're actually taking advice from Corey Holcomb, you should rethink your life choices." I would disagree with that. Corey Holcomb's comedy saved my life, sir. So, fuck you. Anyways, anyway, I always say that these dudes be speaking all that righteous stuff, but then at the same time, they talking about bro code. And like Corey Holcomb in the last clip, he asked those dudes, "What is bro code?" And it just seems like with bro code, it seems like bro code is just covering for your man if he's messing around with another woman. So how is Corey Holcomb wrong for what he's saying? But then at the same time, quote unquote, bro code exists for what? So this is where Corey has a point here. Anyways, somebody said this is complete ignorance, and I'm sure he's single. Well, a single man with means is different from a single woman with means. They said I want everyone to stop talking. So let me see. Yeah, this is a lot of normie stuff. A lot of men in denial. A lot of women in denial. But anyways, this will be my quick opinion on this subject. This might take 3 minutes though. So I say in quick opinion, but this might take a little bit on what he said. My synopsis of what Corey Holcomb said. I agree with 100% he just said. 100%. And I'm going to tell you why. When you go by the numbers, just off the numbers alone, if you pair up every man with a woman, you will still have, especially in the black community, you're going to have millions of women left over. I'm talking about if you take every man, but let's take it the black community, for example. You pair up every black man with a black woman, there will still be, it's like 3 or 4 million. It's either 2 to 4 million leftover black women that there will be if you paired up every single black man with a black woman. Millions of black women will be left over. Now, that doesn't take account the men with Down syndrome. This don't take account the men that are gay. This don't take account the men that are quote unquote unattractive or women don't want nothing to do with. This takes in account if the woman's discriminating against him because of his height or if he doesn't have hair and blah blah blah. So, if you are a black woman and you're looking for a quote unquote black man that you find attractive, you want to be with, that man has like, if he knows his worth, that guy, well, he's literally gonna have hundreds of black women to choose from to just one black man. Like in certain communities, it's like one black man to like 30 women that he can choose from, low key. Especially if he has his money together, it's like he can pick. But so I'm just saying, just off the numbers. I'm not even talking about morals. I'm just saying off the numbers, women are already working against it, right? Now, when it comes to this thing, when we talk about men cheating, women cheating, look, when you're a man in Corey Holcomb's situation, he has the money, he has the fame, he has the notoriety. It's up to him if he wants to have one woman or multiple women. And at the end of the day, as a man, men are not necessarily judged on if they cheated, whether they cheated or not. No, men are judged by their accomplishments. Whether they cheat or they don't cheat or they have multiple women or they have one woman, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. it's completely irrelevant. So that's why I always say, even if a man says, "Oh, it needs to be monogamous," it's irrelevant because a man with means and with money and fame, women are literally going to put themselves in a position to be around a guy like that. And then this is also what I will address. I will address the simp men in the comments. A lot of you guys are very average. No disrespect, but you guys clearly have not been around a dude where women are just throwing themselves at them. And most men will never experience that in their life. I will say 80 to 90% of men have no idea what that's like, where you have women throwing themselves at you for whatever reason, whether it be looks, whether it be because of your fame, whether it's because they know you have money. I've been around a certain type of people, handsome dudes, whatever, dudes with fame, dudes with money. And you guys need to see it up and close in person. When you have women literally, I'm talking about writing down their numbers. They'll be with their girl, and the girl will still give the right in front of their girl, right in front of their girl. I've seen this stuff, guys. So a lot of you dudes, it's easy for you to say. Remember, like when Tiger Woods was going through his situation, and people were. You see these dudes on TV talking about, I can't believe Tiger Woods would cheat on his wife. I'm like, you regular Joe Schmo. It's easy for you to say. You don't have women coming for you regardless. You don't have women coming for you regardless. So it's easy for the average dude to be like, oh yeah, you have to be loyal to just one woman. It's easy for you to say that because you don't have women clamoring for you. And the reason why I bring dudes like that up, the reason why I bring guys like that up is as soon as the average man gets a promotion at his job, his work, he gets a little bit of money, he seems to always find himself in a position where where he has an opportunity to mess with multiple women. This is why women do this on purpose. They'll like their guys' wives. They will make sure their guys don't get promoted. Their husband don't get promoted at the job. They keep their husbands fat. The reason why they do that is because if you have a fit man and he's making paper, for some reason he seems to always be in a situation where he's around multiple women looking for an opportunity. And it's not by accident. This is what happens. So now Corey Holcomb is being honest about his situation, and he's getting flack for it, but at least he's being honest. I will tell people it's not even for me when it comes to men and men having multiple women. I always say it's not even about the multiple women part. It's just about your honesty and understanding that your woman needs to understand what she's signing up for. That's what I would say about that situation. I always say you need to be honest with the woman that you're with. But most men aren't honest with the women that they are with they're with. So that's why I've always appreciated Corey. Now, I used to be that same guy. I used to be like, I think Corey's taking it too far. But the older I get, I understand what Corey's talking about, where it says, I remember Corey Holcomb was talking about, oh man, I just can't be with one woman. It's impossible. It's impossible. And I used to be like, that's extreme. That's extreme. But a man in Corey's position, especially nowadays, because they don't even expect men to have certain things because women are now getting their own money and quote unquote their own money. If you're a man with the financial leverage and you understand what you can do out here, it's going to be impossible for you to just be with just one woman, especially nowadays. It's especially like, I'll say, like, if you're a guy that where many women find you attractive, it's going to be really hard for that guy to just be with one woman. Because we'll take, for example, let's take the looks, for example. If you're like an 8 or 9 in looks as a guy, right? What ends up happening is the 6s, the women's that are 6, 5s, 4s, and 3s, when they meet a guy like that, they're literally giving up the punani for nothing, for little to nothing. Paying for him, paying for his child support, whatever. If they find him attractive, they're going to actually pay for him. Now, that guy's looks match, which is a 9 woman, it's going to be hard for that woman to demand monogamy from the Chad because he already has these 6s and 5s willing just to give up the punani for free. So that 9 can't keep up physically. So that 9 woman ends up getting with a Brad that's more nerdy, but financially he's good. So they'll be with the Brad that's financially stable. That's why you don't really see the girls that are 9s and 10s with a Chad that's a 9 and 10. You'll end up seeing a Chad that's a 9 and 10 with like a fat bitch or a woman that looks regular, because that girl has accepted that she's not going to be the only one, especially nowadays. So, I'm surprised people still don't get it. And I think it's disingenuous for men to, I'm not saying you're not allowed to disagree with Corey Holcomb's statement, but I think it's disingenuous for a man to act like Corey has they don't understand where Corey Holcomb is coming from. That's where most men lose me. You got to understand where a guy like Corey Holcomb is coming from, especially if you have financial means. Most women need help financially. I would say 80 to 90% of women, they need help. And he has a program and it works. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. You already know 5150 Nation all day. You already know 5150 Nation all day. Stand up.